Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Democracy 3. My name, of course, is Orbited Potato. We're playing as a Socialist USA, going after that Socialist Paradise achievement. And something very, very important is coming up over the course of the next few turns. And that is the election. And you know what that election signals? That election signals that we only have, and I repeat, only have another term as president to try and get this achievement. Credit rating upgraded. I'll take it. That is going to really make the capitalists happy. Terrorist weapon cache discovered. Fear of terrorism +10. Terrorist plots -10. Terrorism -10. Now, these are all hidden modifiers, I think. Yeah. I think they're all hidden modifiers. Yeah. Hidden. But it's gone down, even though it's not really in existence. And terrorism has actually decreased. That's great. That's really, really good. Oh, that's fantastic. Beautiful. Really very, very happy with that. But all of those things are hidden anyway. Like, in fact, is terrorism even hidden? Don't even know if it is hidden. I mean, crime is hidden, but terrorism, that's tourism, not terrorism. Yeah, terrorism is hidden from us, I'm afraid. We've got the known terrorist activity, but that doesn't really give us that much of an idea of what's going on. And it's not linked to anything, so there is quite a few hidden modifiers in place there. But anyway, alright, we're going to do something really, really sneaky, and that is increase income tax. Because we quite simply need to pay off this fucking atrociously massive debt that we've got going on right now. Although, we could just let our GDP naturally scale up and increase our income. But I think, I think increasing income tax by just a little bit, by maybe like 100 billion or so, that would really, really be a very, very good idea. It's going to hit a couple of people, like really, really hard, but at the same time, it's not going to piss people off too much, and that's good. So over the course of the next term, in my presidency, we're going to win this election. That's for damn certain. Absolutely certain. Totally not bluffing right now. Yeah, we're going to win it. Yeah, we're going to win it. That's great. Pretty happy with that. Turns out that we just did a little bit better than our opponent, but hey-ho. Now, is there anything that I'm really, really proud of? Not really. I mean, nothing has actually happened. Known terrorist activities increased by almost 20%. That's not very good at all, but, we can't really determine that. And the water supply has decreased. Industrial automation has decreased as well, which I suppose is good for workers' rights, but hey-ho. How's our GDP looking? Our GDP's increased. Now, we're running a massive surplus right now, so our debt is going to start to go down, which is really, really important, but it also gives us a little bit more money to start playing around with. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we need to try and get equality up to some ludicrous level. So that means we need to start cutting back on all of the things that is not equality-ish. That's right, you heard me. So, gated communities is going to be the first to go, because this really is stupid. Like, it really doesn't do very much at all. And 14 political capital to cancel, it's an absolute bargain, Positive discrimination, I guess we'll reject it. I think we'll accept it, actually, just to make sure that the ethnic minorities don't get too annoyed at us. Revolutionary Army, not very happy with us. Tax shelters clearly needs to go. Tax shelters will go next turn. I guarantee you that. Tax shelters will be abolished next turn. Credit rating upgraded. And that is a perfect excuse, actually, to use to get rid of the tax shelters. Now, I was feeling pretty apprehensive about getting rid of tax shelters, because I really, really do not want... I don't want capitalists to suddenly start hating us again. But if we cancel tax shelters, then I think, thanks to the increase that we got from the credit rating being upgraded, then they shouldn't hate us too much. GDP growing very, very strongly indeed. The fact that we're cutting tax shelters, it's going to have a little bit of a negative effect on GDP, but let's see what we can do to try and even that out a little bit. Water supply, water purification. I suppose we could start fully funding this a little bit more. That would help GDP a tiny little smidgen, but I don't think tax shelters had that much of an impact. But hey ho, maybe that's just me. Okay, next turn. Flash crash. That's annoying. That's going to make capitalists not like us. But our unemployment is starting to go down-ish. Poverty needs to be fixed, and we need to fix it through this alcohol tax. Let's cancel this alcohol tax, because it's reducing equality as well. So it's going to bring us in a little bit less dosh, but that's fine. I'm okay with this. And capitalists really are not keen on us right now. Yeah, we need to worry about that. Thank God the threat assessment for all those guys is pretty darned low. Oh my goodness. I'm worried. I really am worried. I mean, it could go either way right now. I mean, since we're into the last stretch, you know, we're in the last leg. We've got, what, 10, 14 turns left? Yep, something like that. Well, exactly 14 turns left. You know, we've got to get equality up, up, up. And there is definitely a historical precedent that we can do that. I mean, we've abolished tax shelters, we've abolished gated communities. Equality has never been growing so darn fast, you know. It really hasn't. Poverty is another thing that we need to worry about. It really is. Reducing this alcohol tax is a good start, you know. But unfortunately, I think this sales tax needs to go. I really do. And it's going to cost us 318 billion per turn, so not super thrilled about the fact that that sales tax is going to have to go. Credit rating downgraded, unfortunately. Well, I'll tell you something, it's going to be upgraded next turn, that's for certain. Poverty, wow, just getting rid of that, it has made poverty so darned low. Holy cow, like that's probably round about the 20% mark. So let's consider poverty a goal that has been achieved, right? Let's consider poverty something that we don't have to worry about anymore. Yeah, not super thrilled about the fact that that's been downgraded, but it's going to be upgraded next turn, and we're going to pretty much get all of our mojo back, so to speak. Polls are optimistic. Doesn't really matter about the polls, let's face it. The global economy is starting to grow, and that is really gonna put fire behind our GDP, and it's really very gonna, you know, make sure that it tells it to get a little bit of a move on. So I'm very excited about that. Only running a 19 billion surplus at the moment. It's gonna improve, and I'll tell you why it's gonna improve. It's because we had that flash crash, and that really fucked us up. But whatever. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. So sales tax is going to be going next as soon as we have the appropriate amount of money to pay for it. Poverty is fine. Equality is really what we need to worry about next. And equality is growing at a rate that is very rapid. Now, the working week. How can we see what the working week actually is? The working week is quite long. Now, industrial automation is something that determines the working week. So if we raise the automation tax a little bit more, maybe we could reduce that. Or alternatively, we just try and get our technology down. Now, let's not worry about that too much. Let's not worry about that too much. I mean, it's gonna have a very negative effect, actually. Yeah. I think we're actually going to have to change this over like very soon, because it's going to take a few turns to take effect. It's going to upset capitalists, which is something else that we need to worry about, but hey ho. Yes, fuck it. Let's just do it now. Just do it now. I'm not super thrilled about the fact that capitalists are going to get annoyed at that. I'm really not, but hey ho, what can you do? Also, the fact that high productivity is basically just going to disappear, so that's another buff that we're going to be losing out. So sales tax, we really need to cancel your ass. We really do. Really fucking do. Next turn is when we're going to cancel sales tax, irregardless of if we have enough money to do so or not. Homelessness has ended. That's great. That's going to be a little bit of extra money in our pocket. Climate change protocol, we'll ratify the protocol. Might upset the capitalists a little bit. How much money do we have? What's our surplus? 314 billion? That's not bad. It's not bad, I'll tell you that for free. It's not bad, but it could be better. It's not bad at all. But the sales tax has got to go. You know, it's got to go. I mean, who gives a damn? Fuck it, we've got to go for it. Even though we're losing 50 billion a turn, we've got to go. It's got to go. You know, what's quite ironic is the fact that our debt, right, as indicated by this blue line, has barely changed, like, at all over the course of the entire game. Like, we started the game, and we're probably going to end the game with a roughly similar amount of debt, so You know, that's real politics for you right there, isn't it? That's real politics for you. That sales tax, without a doubt, is probably the best thing we've ever cancelled, right? Because it's gonna decrease poverty. It's gonna make capitalists happy with us. It's gonna increase equality, and I honestly don't see a downside to it at all. I really, really don't. I really, really do not. But what we need to concentrate now on is the working week. Like, that's pretty much what we need to think about. That's pretty much it. Now, are there any policies that can complement this? I'm not entirely sure. The work safety law, perhaps? Maybe this? No. Turns out no, that's not something that actually works. Ban Sunday shopping? That might work. Is there anything else? Is it like a workers' bill of rights or something? Is that something that's possible? A trade council? A Labor Day bank holiday? A Labor Day bank holiday. Perhaps. But I don't really think that there's government subsidies for unions. That's not really what we need. No, there's not really anything that seems to be beneficial for the working week, or that can radically change the working week, but that's okay. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Food strike, GDP, that's annoying. Obesity, don't care. In fact, that's okay if obesity goes down. But poor earnings and poor people don't like us. It's a little bit annoying. Also, egalitarian society. That's great. That's really, really good. Poverty is continuing to fall. Even better. That's good. I mean, we're still running a little bit of a deficit, but it's going to be a little bit bigger next turn, but that's honestly fine. I can cope with that. So, the working week. How do we even tell the length of the working week without going into the specific area? Let's labor laws, working week. No, that's not what I wanted to click on. That's really not what I wanted to click on. Yeah, what's the symbol for a working week? Okay, so it's that little owly symbol. That one. Okay. Okay. How can we get it down further? Pretty much unemployment. Unemployment, it has to be. I mean, what else can we do? I mean, I suppose we could hire like a shit ton of people. But what can we do right now that would instantly translate into a massive reduction of unemployment? I don't know. I really do not know. And we've got what? 10 turns? 11 turns. 11 turns to get the working week, this working week, to 0. We're going to have to do something a little bit more radical, I'm afraid. We really, really are. So technology is going to have to go. It's just going to have to go away. And that's annoying because this provides a very, very big bonus to capitalists. But we need to get rid of this technology advantage, because that feeds into industrial automation. Either that, or we just increase the industrial automation tax. I mean, I don't like it. I don't like it. Technology colleges. You know what? Fuck it. Let's cancel these technology colleges. Yeah, let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of these. It's going to increase inequality. Inequality, that's right. It's going to increase equality, and it's not going to affect the happiness of capitalists at all. And at the moment, it looks like nobody is really pissed off with us, which is kind of nice, in fact. And it will give us this sort of ability to play around a little bit more with what we're doing. High productivity has ended. That's actually okay. That's actually okay. The lower productivity we have, the lower the working week we have. Water shortage has developed. Not super thrilled about this. It's going to cost us a little bit of extra money, but other than that, it doesn't really do anything of too much importance. Now, unfortunately, the GDP, our GDP, is just going down. Unemployment is going up, should I say. Not really what I like to see at all. Running a major, major deficit right now. And again, I'll tell you right now, that's not something I really like to see. The working week is... it's stalling. It really is stalling. It's reducing, but it's not reducing fast enough. Technology should be going down. We're going to have to increase funding for this, or we're going to have to increase the amount of money that we're taking from that. It's going to give us a little bit of extra tax dosh, you know, like 40 billion or so, but more importantly, it's going to slow down industrial automation, which is actually really, really important if we want to try and get working weeks down, which is exactly what we want to try and do. Unemployment is also something else that we're going to have to try and rectify. I mean, prisons, how else can we massively affect unemployment? I mean, rail strike, this is a stupid thing. I mean, who gives a damn anyway? It's gonna go back down. It's just a stupid thing anyway, but whatever. Yeah, no, how can we massively affect unemployment? I don't know. How can we massively affect unemployment? I really do not know. I really do not know. I mean, is there anything that we can introduce right now? Not really. Not really at all. Speed limits, no change. Let's go to the next turn. Credit rating downgraded. That's a little bit annoying, but our GDP is starting to recover somewhat, which is kind of nice. Our budget is doing alright. I'm more interested about the fact that our interest rate's not super great at the moment, but whatever. Whatever indeed. We've got 23 political capital. What can we do? What can we do to make sure that this working week just decreases to nothing? Like, where is it? There we go. In fact, it's even fucking increasing right now. I don't know. We'll have a think about it in the next episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for watching. My name, of course, has been Over Potato. This has been Democracy 3 playing as a Socialist USA. Until next time, bye.